Sis, let me ask you something real quick. Are you spending 8+ hours a day using maybe 20% of who God actually created you to be? Because if you're nodding your head right now, and then this video is about to change everything for you. Hey, beautiful. I'm Monique, and I help corporate Christian women over 40 turn their boring professional skills into kingdom work that pays well without the hustle. Now, I spent 22 plus years, or 20 plus years, I think around 22 years in corporate myself. And honey, I thought I was successful. Corner office, six-figure salary, respect from my peers. But there was this quote from Seneca that literally woke me up. The quote is, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And today I'm going to show you why he was absolutely right about your corporate job and what you can do about it. So listen, in this video, we're going to cover three big things: how corporate turned you into a professional gift hider, and you didn't even know it; why you're literally running out of time to answer your calling; the stewardship wake-up call that every Christian woman needs to hear. So those are the three things. Going to be kind of a short video. So grab your coffee or iced coffee and listen. We're about to get really real about your career and your calling. All right, so let's start with the hard truth. Now, corporate America is brilliant at taking your God-given gifts and shrinking them to fit their little or chart boxes, right? So think about it. You're naturally gifted at, I don't know, helping people transform their lives. Great. They'll let you manage employee engagement. Or let's say you have this supernatural ability to help women find their confidence. Perfect. You can lead diversity initiatives. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start believing that the corporate version of your gifts is your gifts. And you learn to play small. And you learn to dim your light. And you learn to bury the very gifts that used to make you come alive. I remember the day that this hit me, and I had become really, really good at using maybe a fraction of who God actually created me to be. I was a professional gift hider. And honey, I was getting paid handsomely for it. But here's the cruel irony. While you're getting comfortable in your corporate coffin, like I like to call it, there are women out there right now who are drowning in the exact struggles that you know how to solve. They're praying for someone with your specific wisdom, your earned insight, your battle-tested faith. But instead of serving them, you're serving quarterly projections and stakeholder reports. Ugh. Now, let me do some math that might sting just a little bit, but you need to hear it because I had to hear it. So if you've been in corporate for 20 plus years and you're around 45, you've potentially wasted 7,300 days not walking in your full calling. That's 175,200 hours of buried gifts. That's 10.5 million minutes of impact you could have been making. But here's where it gets real, sis. How many women could you have helped transform their lives in those 20 years? How many marriages could you have saved? How many daughters could you have empowered? And listen, I'm not trying to shame you. I'm trying to wake you up because I had this same conversation with myself. Seneca also said, life is long enough if you know how to use it. And so the problem isn't that you're 45 or 50 or 55. The problem is that you've been using your life to build someone else's dreams instead of stewarding the gifts that God gave you. And here's what I hear from every corporate woman that I coach. But Monique, I don't have time to start over. I don't have time to build a business. Sis, let me translate what you just said. I don't have time to stop wasting my time. You have time to sit in, let's say, a 3-hour budget meeting that could have been an email. You have time to write reports that nobody reads, but you don't have time to step into God's purpose, the purpose that He created you for. The truth is, I don't have time isn't about time. It's about the fear hiding behind professional excuses. And listen, if you're sitting here thinking, okay, Monique, I hear you, but how do I actually figure out what my calling is? Well, listen, sis, I created something specifically for that because I've heard this a lot. So I created a free quiz called What Type of Faith-Based Coach Are You Secretly Meant to Be? And it's been a game changer for so many women. So it breaks down whether you're meant to be a transformation coach, a purpose coach, a productivity coach, or a relationship coach based on your specific corporate background and your God-given gifts. Now, I'll add the link to the description. And honestly, it takes probably 3 minutes or so. But what you'll discover about yourself is going to stick with you long after you complete the quiz. Because listen, sometimes we need someone else to help us see what's been right in front of us the whole time. But let me tell you why this matters so much. Now let's talk about what changes everything. Stewardship versus just using your gifts. Now, for 20 plus years, you've been using your gifts in corporate. You use your problem solving skills, you use your leadership abilities, you use your communication gifts. But stewardship, that's a whole different ballgame. Jesus laid this out perfectly in the parable of the talents. And there were three servants. You already know this. Three different amounts of money. Two invested and multiplied what they were given, but one buried his talent in the ground. Sound familiar? So here's what gets me though. That servant who buried his talent wasn't lazy. He was just careful. He was risk averse. He was playing it safe. He gave back exactly what was given to him. But Jesus called that wicked and lazy. Because when God gives you gifts, He expects a return on His investment, so to speak. So what does gift stewardship actually look like for a corporate woman? Well, let me just share some signs that you're actually playing small and not stewarding your gifts. So you solve the same problems over and over, but you actually don't teach the solution. Or you give, I don't know, away your best insights in hallway conversations, but you never package them. Or you help colleagues through personal crises, but think, I'm not qualified to be a coach. Or you create systems that transform departments, but you never think about scaling that impact in your own business. Now, let me give you signs of stewarding your gifts well. So you intentionally develop your gifts outside of your job description. You're documenting your insights so others can benefit. You're thinking about legacy and not quarterly results. Or you're asking, how can I multiply this? Not, how can I manage this? See the difference? One of my clients took her corporate HR expertise and turned it into a coaching method for working mothers. And in 1 year, she's helped 47 women navigate career transitions while raising kids. But here's the kicker. Those 47 women are now modeling healthy work-life integration for their daughters. And that's not just using her gifts, that's stewarding them into generational impact. Now, sis, let me flip the script that's been keeping you playing small for so long. You'd think it's humble to hide your gifts in a corporate job. You think it's selfish to want to steward them for greater impact. It's selfish not to steward your gifts. Right now, there is a woman crying in her car after another soul crushing workday, and she needs exactly what you know how to give her. There's a mother trying to figure out how to balance career and her calling, and your experience is her answer. Your refusal to steward your gifts isn't being humble, it's being disobedient. Reggie McNeil said it perfectly, really. The graveyard is the richest place on earth. It's full of dreams that never are pursued, books that were never written, songs that were never sung, all because someone was too afraid to take the first step. Don't let your gifts be graveyard treasure. Listen, your corporate chapter taught you. It did. It taught you. Now it's time for you to teach others. For 20 plus years, you've been in God's training program in your corporate job. Every difficult conversation was coaching practice. Every system you built was a methodology development. Every team you led was leadership preparation. You thought you were just climbing the corporate ladder, but God was building and honing your gift stewardship muscles. The training is over, sis. It's time for the main event. But here's what I need you to understand, though. The woman who needs your specific gift, your hard-earned wisdom, your battle-tested faith, they can't wait for you to feel ready. They can't wait for the perfect moment. They need you right now, messy, imperfect, and in the process. Because that's exactly where they are too. And you're like a step or two ahead, and they need to learn what you know. Listen, if Seneca's words are resonating with you right now, it's because your calling is ready to be heard. You've been a professional gift hider long enough. And I am opening up just a few spots for my corporate to calling strategy sessions where you and I will create your actual roadmap for from corporate captivity, I can't even say it, to kingdom impact. This isn't a sales call disguised as strategy. This is a working session where you and I would get real answers to your real situation. So here's exactly what happens. So 15 minutes. The first minute through the 15th minute, we will uncover your gifts that you've been hiding behind your job description. In the minutes 16 to 45, we will actually map out your transition timeline that honors both your calling and your bills. And in minutes 45 through 60, you leave with your 90-day launch plan. Now, the link is in the description below. And honestly, the women who book these calls are the ones who stop making excuses and start making moves. Listen, before you go, I need to know, what's the one corporate skill that you've been most afraid to turn into a coaching offer? Like you're really good at it at work. So listen, drop it in the comments because I guarantee someone else needs to hear that they're not alone in that fear. And if this video gave you the wake-up call that you needed, make sure you subscribe because every week I'm here sharing real talk and practical wisdom for corporate women who are ready, corporate Christian women who are ready to step into their calling. Now remember, sis, life's too short to play small, but it's long enough to make the impact that you were created for. Now listen, I'll see you next week. So now, go steward those gifts.